The NBA Finals are set. The OKC Thunder will be taking on the Indiana Pacers. This is a finals matchup nobody would have predicted, in my opinion, but both teams are looking to make history. Indiana Pacers are looking to win their first ever NBA title, and the OKC Thunder are looking to win their first ever title as the OKC Thunder. They've had one previously as the Seattle Supersonics, but once again, the one seed of the dominant OKC Thunder, the most dominant team this year, is in the NBA Finals. And on the other side, a somewhat non-competitive Eastern Conference where the Celtics and the Cavs getting eliminated and the Pacers took full advantage, cementing their second NBA Finals in 25 years.
Yeah, so with the OKC Thunder, no one was surprised. Let's just get that out of the way, right? They had a good series against the Nuggets. We expected a better series against the Timberwolves, but they just showed their dominance. Their big three stepped up heavily in that series as well, containing Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle as well. The Indiana Pacers, right? That's the team that we're all like, at the start of the year, horrible, right? Started off bad. They weren't like last year's Eastern Conference final team at all. And then something happened in December where they flipped the script and they went pretty far. Obviously they went far, but they just started clicking and going, right? But we still thought they were kind of pretenders, maybe a threat to a certain degree, because we didn't think Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakam were like both 1As essentially. But that duo stepped up immensely with the team, with the rest of the squad there, the depth. They have a championship head coach in Rick Carlisle, who has not like some old school coaches that do not go with the times. He did, right? He knows what's best for the team, and he's done that. And on top of that, I think the best thing that happened to this team was Tyrese Haliburton was called overrated.
Yeah, honestly, it is. Like, at the end of the day, he's shut down those reports now. He's definitely not overrated. Now, the fact that you could go all the way back to the other side and say he's underrated again with these performances that he has put on in the NBA
Pascal
playoffs.
Siakam is probably, in my opinion, the more underrated player in the league. The most underrated player in the league as well. The way he has stepped up. Finals or Eastern Conference Finals MVP by one vote, but still got the recognition.
Siakam's my boy, bro. I've been telling you, Raptors fans been telling everyone, Siakam's that dude. I still don't believe, obviously, he's going to lead a team to an NBA title. And I know him and Haliburton done a great job so far. But the OKC Thunder have been a different beast all throughout the regular season and the postseason, other than the Denver Nuggets series. And going down and breaking down their play is, like you said it best, the reason why they beat the Timberwolves is that, one, Shai was very aggressive. He's putting up superstar number of shot attempts, right? At the end of the day, no matter what's going to happen, and I'm kind of sending a sideways message to Anthony Edwards as well. No matter what happens, if you're the number one option in the team, you're going to get your shots up and put them up. And because at the end of the day, efficiencies at the end of the day is, if you're efficient, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But what matters most is getting points up, whether through free throws, 3 points, mid-range, driving. And that's what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did. And on top of that, J-Dub helped out immensely with his multiple 25 plus, 30 plus point performances. And obviously Chet, as the third scoring option, did his thing in that series and led that big three when they were going and they were playing well, which they did in game 5. That's what you get, just a dominating performance as well, because we had the offense, the big three, and then defensively, they're holding it down with Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace off the bench, and obviously with J-Dub and Shai.
For them, Alex Caruso has probably been, you could say, the best role player in this playoffs to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Able to hit the 3-ball, guard Jokic in a game 7, right? And then just guard anyone in general. Like one of the more underrated pickups throughout the year. They extended him as well. Yeah, no, and then going back to the Pacers side of things as well. The thing with that team, though, at the end of the day, they stuck to their identity. They played fast. They're able to come back. Maybe this series would have been a whole different story if the Knicks won game 1. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. Like, we don't know what would have happened after game 1 for sure, but they pounced on that one game 2. Obviously, we saw what happened in game 3. And, the Knicks, we'll talk about in a different video come down the line, because, again, a lot of NBA rumors are happening, and which we'll save for after the series. But it's just like how these guys have clicked, everything going into their favor. They're just like, again, defensively, very underrated in my opinion. Jarris Walker is now out. He's more of their depth piece. Tony Bradley was out. Guess who stepped up in that game 5? Or sorry, game 6. Tony Bradley was out. Thomas Bryant was hitting 3-pointers for them, right? You got guys like Benedict Mathurin coming off the bench. By the way, fun fact, 4 Canadians in an NBA Finals. Most an NBA has ever had in terms of Canadians, which is us being proud Canadians, and we're happy to see that. 2 Montreal-born guys, Lou Dort from the OKC Thunder, Benedict Mathurin, as we mentioned, and obviously Shai and Andrew Nembhard. So we have that from 3 out of the 4 guys have played for Team Canada as well, so it's going to be fun matchup to see. And on the flip side, before we get into the breakdown of the series and how is this going to go, OKC Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to make history, obviously, but like first guy since LeBron to have that triple threat where he wins the NBA Finals MVP, I guess 4 Conference Finals MVP and the regular season MVP as well.
But we'll still call it a triple crown.
yeah. Before that, I believe it. What I want to say maybe Tim Duncan, but for sure Shaq in 2000 as well. So the other thing I want to get off my chest here very quickly is the fact that this is not a big matchup, right? I get it. It's the small market teams. But this finals, in my opinion, is the more fun finals. Like the Indiana Pacers are a fun-ass basketball team. I don't care what anybody says.
That's what you get. Like when you're a pace and space team, like you're pushing the ball down the floor. You're trying to get points as fast as you can. Obviously, that generates high-scoring NBA games. And at the end of the day, that's what the most entertaining NBA games are. High-scoring, back and forth. And that's what the Pacers provide because of their pace. You know, they're able to push the ball down the court very quickly, get a bucket right off of allowing a bucket, right?
Yeah.
And that's what generates this back and forth entertaining games. And that's why the Pacers have been involved in one of the most entertaining games in these playoffs so far.
Many, not even just one.
Yeah, many. Like they've been that good. They stuck to their identity and it has worked so far. And that's why they're in this point. And on the other side, Thunder have stuck to their identity in terms of playing physical, hard defense and getting their buckets in the mid-range and opening, obviously Shai attacking the mid-range, opening up the 3 ball for any of the deck pieces. So both teams have played to their identity. Both teams have made it, this far because they played their best brand of basketball, right?
Yeah.
And I get it, like this not New York, it's not LA, right? It's not, I guess, Boston either. If
Boston,
you look at
Chicago,
it, right? Chicago. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, like you're looking at 2 teams that have figured out who they are and they're playing the best version of their basketball, clashing at each other, and it's gonna be fun. Like, don't get me wrong, like we all know the Thunder are massive favorites in this, right? Yeah. But I don't think it's gonna be a blowout in every single game because the Indiana Pacers can use their pace and push the ball down the floor so quickly that that's their best bet because they don't want the Thunder deep. Like if you're facing a Thunder defense that's set and ready, good luck scoring.
Yeah.
But they have the ability to score before they could get ready. And that's their biggest key in this series, right? And that's their best chance of winning, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it's like straight up, like if you guys are a fan of basketball, you guys should be watching this series. I understand the casual fan be like, damn, okay, I don't know who these guys are. From a Canadian perspective, though, listen, if you have 4 Canadians, right, you got to watch this. I know the Edmonton Oilers of the NHL are in the finals as well, so there's going to be eyes there as well. But hey, if you're a Canadian sports fan, you're from Canada, this is the best case scenario for you guys as well. Speaking of hockey, as you guys could tell, we have a Beyond the Rink. Our hockey channel has officially been launched. We dropped a couple videos as well. If you guys are fans of hockey, ice hockey, any type of hockey, potentially will drop on that channel. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. That link will be in the description down below as well. All right, let's get right into this. How is this finals gonna turn out to be? And I'll start off with the Indiana Pacers here. You already alluded to it, the pace and space. Attack them when they're not set. The other thing I want to say though is the OKC Thunder give up a lot of corner threes, as you could tell by watching that Timberwolves series.
Yes.
There were games where they got punished. Right, they shot the game 3, the one game that they lost by a blowout. They hit every 3. They were over 50% from 3. Right, these Pacers have the ability to hit 3-point. Right, Aaron Nesmith, look what he did in game 1. Andrew Nembhard could hit a shot. Tyrese Haliburton is clutch. Pascal, Miles Turner. Right, pretty much everybody in their lineup is the ability to hit a 3-ball. So the OKC Thunder are aggressive, but they're vulnerable on the corners. If you're able to hit the corner shot, you might be able to punish them that way as well. And number 2, and my only point before I let you go is here, Tyrese Haliburton needs to be aggressive every single game because if he is not aggressive like he was in that one Knicks game, they're probably going to lose the series. Point blank, simple. Yes, it's going to be hard defensively. We saw what they did to Anthony Edwards. We saw what they did to Jamal Murray. We saw what they did to Ja Morant before he got hurt as well. Pascal Siakam's going to be the same thing, but we saw the forward and centers kind of played well. Like obviously Jokic is Jokic. I get that. Randall had his moments, good and bad. That's where I have Siakam. Obviously a better version of Randall, obviously, but we've seen Siakam as a Raptor fan. You could tell where he had his highs and he had his lows. Bubble, and after the bubble, he was fine for the most part with the Raptors. But Tyrese Haliburton needs to dictate the pace of the game. Fast when he needs to be fast, slow when he needs to be slow. But be aggressive, whether it be collapse the defense or take the shot yourself.
Yeah, that's just more on the shot making. Like, I'm not concerned with Tyrese Haliburton facilitating and playmaking and pushing the pace.
He's probably
because
the best.
He's done that, like, all season long, and that's why they're in this spot. Even when he's scoring like 15 points a game, he's still making an impact on that end, and that's why they're able to win games with Haliburton scoring 15 points. But
that's not in the fourth quarter too.
Yeah, no, but it's not going to cut it though. 15 points for Haliburton is just not going to cut it against this OKC Thunder team. You cover the offense, fairly well. So I'm gonna look at it defensively, and the biggest concern I have is like when I'm looking at this team, I can't really single out a player that could slow down Shai by himself, right? And I know you can't really slow down Shai by himself. Don't get me wrong, but like when you look at Minnesota and why you gave him a chance was like McDaniels could do it or / Edwards could do it, right? And the Pacers team is gonna be more of a collective effort, and is gonna take essentially blitzing Shai to get him out of get him off the ball essentially. And the good news is obviously Shai won't punish you as much in that situation, but they have J-Dub, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort who could hit the 3 ball, and they have all these guys coming off the bench that could get their own bucket as well, which is obviously going to be a concern because they will have more open space. And that just, I guess, Rick, this will, like, if we see the Indiana Pacers play good defense, all the credit is going to go to Rick Carlisle, because that's like, he's going to have to put in some genius defensive game plan to be able to stop SGA and obviously J-Dub being the main offensive
He has
threat.
Neesmith, who's probably going to start off on Shai, but you also have Nembhard. Nembhard obviously knows Shai to a certain degree because of Team Canada as well. Listen, this Pacer team, which I was going to bring earlier, like Rick Carlisle, listen, this team is still, in my opinion, I know there's this debate about Tyrese Haliburton superstar level or not. In my opinion, he's still emerging. That's just me.
That doesn't mean he's not playing like it,
exactly.
Right?
But the point is, like, Rick Carlisle had Dirk, who was a bona fide superstar, right? And who was able to beat that Heat team in their first year. Obviously, this Thunder team has been together for the last 2-3 years now, so it's going to be tough to beat them. It's not like you put them together. The thing with this team reminds me of is if they do win this, it might be like, I'm not saying they play like, obviously, the 04 Detroit Pistons were a pure defense, a heavy team, right? And Tyrese Haliburton, in my opinion, is on that Chauncey Billups tier from that team. Billups is more of a scorer than Haliburton. Haliburton is more of a facilitator, as we can tell. Haliburton, I don't know if you'll agree with this, is he like the best or the only, I guess out of Chris Paul, but in terms of their prime right now, that he's the best point guard, pure point guard in the league right now.
Like when you're looking at obviously those versions of players, you're looking at Chris Paul, you're looking at Steve Nash, you're looking at John Stockton. Right,
Jason Kidd,
and obviously Jason Kidd. Like that's what the Haliburton's thing is, right? As a pure point guard and facilitating, he's literally putting an impact on the game, like how those guys impacted game without scoring the ball, obviously. Yeah. And in this series, we all know it's gonna take him without scoring the ball. Yeah. But in terms of like Haliburton's pure point guard and playmaking abilities, it's like up there.
In today's NBA, you need to score, right? Your best player may not be able to win a championship if he's just a pass first. Haliburton, obviously, this team got there. Don't get me wrong, and we've seen him have his spurts of being the scorer, aggressive when he needs to be, right? Yeah, but like I said, going back to finishing off that point, I believe this team is similar to that 04 Pistons team if they do end up winning this, even if they don't win it. Otherwise, it might be like that Carlisle Mavs team in a sense, or even that Stan Van Gundy, Dwight Howard led team that went to the finals against the Lakers in 2009 as well. Flip side, let's go to the OKC Thunder.
Let's say this, bro. Like, there's not much to say.
I know. Right?
There's really not much to say. Like, we saw these guys, Game 7, Shai and J-Dub did their thing. Dominating performance, dominating victory. Game 5, Shai and J-Dub did his thing, and Chet did his thing. It wasn't even close from the first minute. Yeah. And obviously same things happened in games 1 and 2 in the second half when those two got going. Absolute blowout. So if those two are going, it might just be a blowout.
Fortunately, the thing with like this OKC team, Edwards is better than Haliburton. We saw what they did to Edwards. I would say Haliburton's better than Murray for sure at this point this season as well. But again, they're not too far off in my opinion. So that's why it's going to be tough for Tyrese Haliburton. Like, obviously, there's the debate of, no one's giving the Pacers a chance. Or the spread should not be as big as it is. Listen, the Thunder, we see the Thunder. The one thing the Pacers can exploit is the Thunder can get complacent here and there where they'll let teams in it. And we saw what the Pacers can do. They came back against the Bucks a couple times. They came back against the Cavs in the game 4 or 5, whatever it was, right? And we obviously saw what happened in the next series. Yes, the Pacers also blew a lead as well, right? So that's the one way you could catch them, where if they kind of get complacent, because we saw the Thunder allow the Nuggets, especially in game 1, game 1 and 2, I think, game 1 and 3, sorry, in the Nuggets series where they allowed them to come back and win. And then obviously even in the Timberwolves, there were moments where they were making a run, but the Thunder are a really good team that they were able to counterpunch and go back at them as well.
Here's the best thing about the OKC Thunder is, like I said this also in the beginning of the playoffs, is like they can win in multiple ways, and they've done that throughout the postseason. They've won with SGA not playing great, right? They've won with J-Dub not playing great. They've won with both of them playing great. They've also won just pure defense and, a more of a low scoring game, close to like 105, not like 105 or below, right? So that's the biggest asset the Thunder have, and that's like obviously the biggest asset to have in the playoffs, because if you could win in different ways, even games that you don't deserve to win, that's the biggest asset, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you get it done. It just matters you get it done, right? And that's why we give the credit to the OKC Thunder for doing it, because there's some games where we're like disappointed. They should be playing better because like their team's better on paper. But at the end of the day, what matters is they're getting it done, and they got the job done against a really good Nuggets team, a really good Timberwolves team, handle the Timberwolves, right? And the same could be said for the Pacers. Like, the reason why they're getting these comebacks completed is because, again, it goes back to that identity, because they're able to score quick buckets, right? If you could score fast, chances are you're going to have better, the better comeback chances you will have, right? And that's what the Indiana Pacers done time and time. So when you're looking at it, I do agree with you. It's going to be very tough with Haliburton, because especially when Lou Dort's going to be on your ass. And obviously when Lou Dort's on your ass, it's a long day. It's literally a long game for you.
Yeah.
So obviously when you're looking at it, you're trying to see if Pascal Siakam / Miles Turner combined can have a Nikola Jokic type effect on this team to even extend this series.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, the prediction time is coming, and we all know, like, we already know who we're picking.
The size advantage kind of favors OKC in a way, but the hustle that the Pacers have shown is similar to the Nuggets series in a way, because like Pascal Siakam is like still good enough rebounder to get going and push the pace himself. The other last thing, I would say the one edge, I'll give slight edge though to the Pacers, is the coaching, because of Rick Carlisle's experience. Right?
That's fair, yeah.
We saw Daigneault choke away game 1 in the Nuggets. He's probably obviously learned from that by now, right? Like there's no reason.
He did, yeah. I think the same thing happened.
Yeah, like throughout this
game 4 Minnesota.
Exactly. So throughout the series, he learned from it. So I'll give the slight coaching edge to the Pacers. We saw that, like how what he did against Thibodeau as well, right? But like we said, it's prediction time. Before we get into our predictions, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and comment down below who your NBA Finals winner will be, NBA Finals MVP will be. And let us know in how many games. Make sure you guys hit the like button as well. We drop videos like this. This is our final prediction of the year. And in maybe a week or two, we would like to see what these predictions are like in the comments. We will engage with you guys as well. So prediction time.
Let's do this. All right. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And I am a guy who gave the Orlando Magic a chance against the Boston Celtics. And do I see a world where the Pacers can extend the series? Yes. But for me, the Thunder have been too dominant, and my series prediction is go like how the Nuggets beat the Miami Heat a couple years ago. It's going to end in 5 games with OKC Thunder lifting the NBA, the Larry O'Brien Trophy at home, and on top of that, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will complete the trifecta and get the triple crown of MVP, Finals MVP, and NBA champion.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to be harsh a little bit. I can't see a world where the Pacers win this. I can't see a world if the Knicks had won and win this as well. I agree with you. It's going to be 5 games. It's going to be the OKC Thunder. It's going to be SGA becoming the greatest Canadian basketball player to ever live now, probably, after winning a championship, a Finals MVP, and an MVP as well. To kickstart this Thunder dynasty run that we predicted last year as well. So
I mean, this ever since the Warriors, there hasn't been a back-to-back champion. Right, so let's see if the Thunder can pull it off. Obviously, first they got to win this one, and we'll see what happens there next year. I just want to say this last thing. I do believe 3 or 4 games will be close.
Yeah,
there will be close. I'm not saying all 5 or like
there will be a OKC blowout game. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. I'm not saying all 4 OKC wins will be by blowout. I definitely do think one will be. I think game 1's will be one of the best games we'll see in this playoffs. I think game 2 will be the blowout essentially.
Yeah.
But overall, OKC. This is OKC's to lose. It just genuinely is.
Yeah. That being said, there's a video will be popping up on the screen right now. Make sure you guys click that video as well. Comment down below once again. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.